All right, what's up, guys? Chokosura here, and we're back with another Secret of Mana Randomizer Mystery Seed on the hard settings. All right, so hopefully this seed isn't as bad as the last mystery seed we did, because that last mystery seed was just absolute garbage. So let's see what kind of seed we get here. All right, we got a girl start. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Alright, looks like we have a sword start. And high damage strength. And confused. Okay. Alright, Earth Seed early. Okay. Okay, there's power wrist. Okay, so what I'm thinking here is to save and check the sword pedestal since we do have the sword, and then I might just go right for medicine. I also want to see if I can kill anything out here to get some money for that power wrist we saw. Okay, looks like we got randomized enemies. Dryad early. Oh, let me check XP. Normal, gold, and XP it looks like. Okay. Ow. I'm kind of hoping there's something on this check now. Because I did pick up that barrel earlier, so I kind of want to keep that. Oh, okay, there's the Sprite. Yeah, we're keeping that. Sprite with the gloves. Okay, gloves. Hold on. Con Dryad and perfect hit rate. Hit. Nice. Okay, so the scaling is not... It's not a match player. Oh. Alright, let's sell the barrel. And we're gonna go ahead and pick up 2 power wrists here. I got some candies and herbs as well. There we go. We're gonna drop a save and then we're gonna check Mantis Ant. Ew, okay. That sucks. Okay, can we swap weapons here? And get rid of the Ice Saber? Yeah. There we go. I'm thinking about keeping this check because we do have the sword. We don't know how long it'll be until we get an elemental. There's probably one early. I think there is. Most likely there is an elemental early. Alright, sword orb, nothing. Yeah, we'll keep the sword orb. Alright, so we are going to go check upper lane. Alright, see here's tail and a chest. Okay. Alright, let's see. We checked the orb, checked Moogle Village. We can forge the sword. We'll sell the barrel, then forge the sword to level 2. I want off this high damage weapon. I mean, it's got strength on it, yeah, but we don't want to keep this around for long. High damage range is only decently good if it's a higher level weapon. Okay, that's a Luna Orb. Interesting. So Luna could be somewhere early. Level 2. Chest? No. Alright. Oh, there's Luna right there. Okay, cool. We take it. Alright, Luna and a glove orb. Alright, so Luna's there. I don't want to play too aggressive here, so I'm going to go back to early game. Alright, Sword of Kings and Ancestors. Dark and Strength and Strength and Ice. Okay, good enough. Good enough. Alright, we're gonna shoot on back to Potos here. We found our progression elemental for upper land anyway. We might not need it because if the Flamey Drum is early game, then yeah, we won't need Luna for that orb. But if the Flamey Drum is not early, then we will need Luna to get past there. So we do have her, so we don't have to look for her. We did get a hint saying that Dryad was early, I think. I want that. Alright, needed gnome for Grand Palace. Okay. Fire final is shade. Oh god. Okay. Alright, sword is level 2. Oh, this is a time seed. Okay, total elements needed is 4. I just caught that. This is a time seed. Oh, wow. Oh, in that case. Okay, spirit are hard to respot. In that case, let me do these checks now. Over here. Let me check this now. Because if it's a time seed, then we don't need to save split as much. We can also find out if the logic is basic or restrictive as well. So we'll most likely check Water Palace as well. If it is basic, then we can get the checks. If it's not, then obviously we need the Water Seed. Okay, Hydra. This might be annoying. Let's go Moon Saber here. I'm not gonna cast Moon Energy here because I don't have any mana seeds, so it's not gonna do me any good casting Moon Energy here. I have an ice weapon, and this is an ice element boss. Got him. Yeah. Moon Energy at level 0 absolutely sucks, so that's why we didn't want to use it there. Not to mention, like I just said, we were using an ice element weapon. That's an ice element boss, obviously, so we do like no damage to that thing. So that's why I had to use her MP for Moon Saber instead, to change the weapon's element from ice to moon. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Earth Seed, nothing. Okay, we take that. We absolutely take that. That means I can get my Luna to level 1 here. Alright, Kilroy. Of course, this is assuming this is basic logic. I don't know if it is or not. And now I'm actually going to use Moon Energy here. Okay, that works. Yeah, the only reason why I'm checking Water Palace without the seed is to check and see if this is basic logic or not. Because mystery seeds can either flag basic logic or restrictive logic. So we kind of want to see what it is. Okay, enemies are now level 4. Okay, it is basic logic. Sword and gnome. Excellent. Excellent. You know what? I know I get half experience for this. So it's going to be, what, 18? I want to get this up now. I just want to get this up now. The one on YouTube. There we go. So instead of 3 spells, it's 6 when you don't have your weapons out. All right, so rope out. Got the sword still. I guess we go to Guy's Navel. Alright, nothing there. Oh, I got slowed. Gnome and a ped, we literally just got that. Alright, you know what, Sprite? I'm gonna go ahead and get your gnome up to level 1. There we go. I kind of want to see if I can get some money before going in Dwarf Village. I don't have much money right now. Uh-oh. I gotta get some armor for the Sprite. Guys, he's taking a little bit of a beating here. Damn. Strong girl. Yep. It's a walnut. You take that. There's the moon seed. Sure, we take that as well. Before I rope out, honestly, I might as well just walk it. I might as well just walk it. All right, let's go. I hope there's some money here. Another sword orb. Dryad for that. I think we got a hint saying Dryad was early too. I think. Unless I'm misremembering. Alright, see her tail. Can't do anything about that now, so we rope out. We check Watts for a glove orb. I'm not gonna forge just yet. Kind of want to check the shop. Let's see if I can get some armor going here. Ew. Okay, tiara's nice. And overalls. Okay, so we'll take the tiaras. I'm gonna hold off on the overalls for now. Because I want to eventually, so. Here's hoping I get some money on one of these next 2 checks. Vampire. I want to think this is kind of hard scaling. It seems like it is. I'm not sure if it is yet, but it seems like it is. All right, bow orb, bow orb. Wow, 3 bow orbs. That is unfortunate. We're not taking 3 bow orbs. Screw that. I mean, if I had the bow, I would consider it, but we don't have the bow, so we're not gonna take that check at all. All right, Metal Mantis. Love orb and okay, there's Dryad. Excellent. How much money do we have? 900. Kind of want to farm a little bit if I can, but because I want those 2 fancy overalls. I have a feeling this is kind of hard scaling. Yeah, they're just not dropping anything. All right, so I need like 300 gold, but I don't know where to get it aside from farming. All right, so we got Dryad, we got Luna, we got 2 seeds. Earth Palace, we can get inside, but we can't get through without the whip. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna buy this, and we'll give it to the sprite. I want to take care of him first. Sprite has the least amount of defense overall, in general, because his stats are just lower. And I want to make sure he doesn't get, Okay, so got Dryad. I guess I'll start working on this. Uh, okay. Well, I don't know what the heck that was. Was that money? Was it an item? I couldn't tell what that was. That's probably a bad idea. Oh, I wanted some cash. Game, that's all I asked for. Needed Salamando. Okay. Still don't have a lot of cash here. Yikes. Golden Vest is here. Damn. Alright. At least we know where it is now. Really need to kill things. I'm trying to get chests here. And attempt to get something for the girl. What's up with all these water enemies? Alright, level 6 enemies now. We're okay still. Yeah, those guys are dropping money. That's on girl. That's on Sprite, actually. Okay. They're dropping money as well. As long as we stay ahead of the enemy levels, we'll be okay. I'll take that too. Yes, sir. We'll take fairy walnut drops all day. Alright, let's see. Can we get a chest armor for the girl? Kung Fu dress would be nice. Chest guard would be nice. Tiger cap's nice. Yeah, we'll get one. Alright, this is going to you. Oh, can we sell? Do I have enough? I do if I sell this as well. Yeah, now I do. Okay, so we'll get one for the Sprite as well. There we go. Alright, let's go to Pandora Ruins. I mean, our progression could very well be beyond that Lunar Orb and Upperland, but we don't know that. We absolutely do not know that. So that's why we have to cover our bases and check everything. Or check everything early. Especially Pandora. Enemies are currently level 6. Surprised you didn't swing there, Sprite. What the heck? Sitting there looking at it. Find an item. Nope, that's money. Alright, so now that we have Dryad and Luna, this siege shouldn't be too bad from here on out. Okay, that's a red dragon. Two. Yeah, care to try that again, Sprite? I might need to get him an int weapon. Yeah, I might need to get him an int weapon. We don't have an int weapon. Because if Magic Absorb is draining for only like 1 and 2 at level 2, at level 6 enemies, this has to be kind of hard scaling. Has to be. Jab Orb. Okay, Water Seed is good. We take that. We don't need it for anything since we already checked the Water Seed ped. We know it's basic logic, so we don't need seeds to check peds anymore. Well, we don't need seeds to check pedestals on the seed. Mana seeds are basically for spells. We got silver bands. Okay, Kung Fu dress. We saw. Might as well get this now. I don't feel like going back to the dwarf village. I really don't. Silver band is fine. I don't need the power wrist that bad. So we can sell. There we go. Alright. So now we've got some decent armor. We've got 3 seeds. Sea Hare's Tail, we turn that in once we get to Kakara. Early game is pretty much done. Unless we find a whip in the treasury. Okay, 200 gold. Alright, Glove Orb. Light Seed. Boom Orb. Okay, there's our Flaming Drum. Excellent. Spear Orb. And Jab Orb. Nice. Very nice. Alright, so that Lunar Orb in Upperland doesn't matter. Alright, we got 4 seeds, though. Ooh, Mana Tree Revival, too. Okay. I honestly want to just go to Pure Land and see how many seeds I need. I should save before I do this. I can forge them both. Okay, let's see. Do we have an int weapon here? Yes. Okay, we got an int weapon in the gloves. Perfect. Alright, so what I think I'm going to do here... let's see, 4 seeds. I think I just want to go to Pure Land. Yeah, I'm going to Pure Land. Because we can find out how many seeds we actually need. If we have the required amount of seeds, then we're done. I do want to level this up on my way through. Get this. I'm pretty sure this is kind of hard scaling, so I probably should get this to level 4. Just to be safe. And I'm going to go ahead and recast this. Alright, Minotaur. This might be a short seed, depending on how many seeds we need, how many mana seeds we need. Because the mystery flags, mystery presets, they set the requirements between 3 and 7. So we could have go mode and not know it. Okay, there's the axe in a really crappy spot, honestly. But I don't know if we'll need it or not. We'll see. Dark Lich. If we're lucky, we'll get like a sub 45. If we're lucky. Okay, there's Undini. Enemies are level 8. Tapakello? For your face. Yeah, let's just use Gnome. I'm 34. Oh, brother. Do I have to intervene with Prem here? No. This has to be kind of hard difficulty. Certainly feels like it. Alright, so now our gnome is level 4. Undini, I don't think I need to bother with. I don't think. I seen that coming. Seen that coming. That guy always seems to sneak a spell off when you try to run through there. That's a blue dragon. Alright, our weapon is Thunder Element. Oh. I didn't think he died that fast. Well, I mean, it is the gem missile is level 4, so. Yeah, maybe we get sub 45 here. It's probably going to be a little tight. But, I mean, I'll see what I can do. I'm not promising anything, but I'll see what I can do. And that's assuming if I have the right amount of seeds to finish. Which, it's like a 40% chance. Snapdragon. I'm gonna double drain here. Just to get 12 MP. There we go. Okay. Wall. Yep. Yeah, that's a Doom's Wall. And I'm gonna go ahead and Walnut here. And I'm gonna cast Wall on you. See if I can have it tank the spells. Oh, never mind. No spell tanking necessary. We might have rolled some good numbers on those bursts. Okay. All right, let's see. We might be done here. I don't know. There's a 40% chance. So it's not really in our favor, but we'll see. All right, gang, what's the verdict? 5 seeds. Unfortunate. All right, so we gotta find a 5th seed somewhere. All right, no problem. So here's what we do. We are gonna go to Mandala and look for information, because that's probably the quickest way we can get to a seed is by learning where one seed is. Instead of just blind checking freebies. Alright, so what do we have? Wind, fire, dark, and dryad seeds. So if we get information on any of those, then we're gonna try and go for them. Alright, what do we got? Nothing. Need a sylphid. Salamander on a chest. Sylphid late. Nothing. Axe, well, we got that. Undini. Okay, damn. No seed information, unfortunately. Um, let me see. We can check Chrissy for a hint. Witch's Castle, that might take a bit. Not really. There's also a hint on the King and Tasnica, so maybe he'll bail us out. I don't know. I doubt it though. With any luck, we can sub-hour this seed. With any luck. So it shouldn't take me 15 minutes to find a 5th mana seed. If it does, then I'm bad at the game. I'm bad at the game that I've been playing for 30 plus years. Funny. Okay. Not even randomized. Okay, Luna in a town, that tells us nothing because we already have her. These hints are probably going to be garbage. I can already tell. These last few hints are already going to be trash because this game hates me. Alright, let's go. I could go to Dark Palace, but that's a blind check. Let's just go to Mira and Chrissy and see. Maybe there's a free mana seed sitting somewhere. Who knows? I want to hope there is. Boom orb. Damn. Mitch Malin and chest. Alright. Let's go to, let's check Empire Castle. Maybe we'll get lucky and find a seed here. Level 10 enemies. That gets reflected. Bow orb. Rope out. We check jail chest. I really don't want to check Northtown Ruins chest because that's like a minute and a half total. Well, it's a minute and a half to get to the back chest, roughly. And then the other 2 chests are like a minute total. So I would rather leave those for last. I mean, I got speed up, so it shouldn't be that bad. But still. If I can find a seed on some other check, then I will. Some quicker check, that is. We can also check Dark Palace. Okay, no hit on Rudolph, unfortunately. We can also turn into Sea Hail Tail, but I'm probably not going to be anything useful. Maybe we can check Fire Palace, perhaps. My speed up's going to wear off soon, too. There we go. That works. That works. Ice Palace bailed me out. Alright, so we are going to sub out with this seed. We're going to get a 50 something. All right, so that is it for this mystery seed. All right, 5011 is our time. Yeah, not too bad of a seed. Pretty quick mystery seed, which is saying something because a lot of these mystery seeds tend to end up over an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, depending on how everything's randomized, of course. But this one was pretty quick. It wasn't like a jet seed or anything, but it wasn't that long either. Early game pretty much gives you everything you need. It gives you a sprite early. It gives you Luna. It gives you Gnome. It also gives you what, 2 mana seeds. We found, I think, 4 mana seeds before getting the Flaming Drum, which was huge. And once we found out it was Mana Tree Revival, I'm like, all right, let's just go to Pure Land. I have a sword. I can get through the whole thing. So let's just go to Pure Land. I'm not going to bother with checking freebies because there's no point. Because I know I have a 40% chance that I'm in go mode. So let's go to Pure Land and find out. I have a Dryad. I have a Luna. I have Gnome. There's really nothing stopping me from just crushing these Pure Land bosses with Burst. We had to use Gem Missile on a few, but that's fine. Yeah, so I don't see a world where the game gives you 4 mana seeds early. Well, 4 mana seeds before you get to the Flaming Drum, and then you not checking Pure Land when you have a sword. And you have Dryad, you have Luna, you have Gnome for speed up so you can get through pretty quick. So there's no world where anyone does checks at that point. Right now, at that point, you want information. You want to know how many seeds you need to finish the run. We have 4 going into Pure Land. So 4 crosses the threshold between 3 and 7. As I said earlier, the mystery presets on hard settings, they always will set Mana Tree Revival seeds. The requirements between 3 seeds and 7 seeds. 7 seeds obviously being the worst case scenario, 3 seeds being the best. We landed at 5, so it's right in between, right in the middle. So not that bad. Once we learned that we needed 5 seeds and I had 4, I'm like, okay, let's just check freebies. I don't want to do any long checks that'll take me a lot of time to get to. I will if I have to, but I want to check short checks first. And we found the Dark Seed and the Ice Palette. So that was our 5th and final seed. And that's all she wrote. But time seeds are always pretty scary. Depending on the difficulty setting, I'm pretty sure it was set to kind of hard. So enemy stats are going to be higher than they usually are on normal settings. And the way you can really tell if you're running a kind of hard difficulty seed is if it takes you longer than normal to kill bosses. Even when you have stuff like, Burst and Magic Absorb combo, if it takes you like 2 or 3 rotations to kill a boss, then chances are you're running a kind of hard difficulty seed or difficulty scaling. But if you're like one-shotting bosses when you have 3 or 4 mana seeds and Dryad, then chances are it's normal scaling. But the enemies will also start hitting you for damage earlier than they usually do as well. So that's another tell that it is kind of hard scaling. And of course, on a time seed, you don't want to screw around and let those enemy levels go up. So that's the worst thing you want to do, is just dawdle around and mess around while time is ticking. Because once those enemies get to a certain point, then you will get outscaled if you cannot keep up. And by keeping up, I mean upgrading armor when you need to, upgrading weapons where you need to, because enemies will just keep getting more and more difficult to kill and to deal with in general, and that includes bosses. So you don't want to mess around on a time seed. You don't want to mess around too long. Early on, between say level 1 and level 8, you can afford to mess around a little bit because the stats aren't going to scale that much during the early game. I mean, they will, but if you run into a situation where you find some good armor early, like tiger caps or any decent armband like silver band or something, any good mid-game, late early game armor like, you know, kung fu dress, fancy overalls, chest guard, golden vest. If you have stuff like that early on between like level 1 and 8, then you don't have to worry about the scaling until like level 10 or so, maybe level 15, because armor kind of gives you leeway as far as scaling is concerned from the enemies. The better armor you can get, the earlier you can get it, then you're good until the enemies start damaging you and, you know, knocking you around, statusing you and whatnot. Like I said, fancy overalls, chest guard, golden vest, tiger cap, quill cap, not quill cap, I'm sorry, quilted hood rather, raccoon cap, stuff like that. If you can get them early, then you're in great shape. And there's a point during the siege where you just don't care about time growth. You just don't care, because the enemies aren't going to do anything, even with their skill and stats. They won't do anything until they get to that certain point. And once they do, they'll start damaging you, they'll start statusing you and whatnot. And that's the point where you want to start, you know, being a little more careful. Enemies have the option to just push you around and whatnot. All right, so 5011 is our time for the seed. I will see y'all next time.